Hi, I'm Shane, and I play the viola. I'd like to thank you for listening to my recital today of music by LGBT plus composers for solo viola. A couple of months into quarantine, I was on Facebook, like many of us, and on this group for classical performers and composers, someone who I think was probably pretty young posted asking for recommendations of pieces by composers who were members of the LGBT plus community. And there were some pretty gross comments. So instead of launching into the comment section with some biting sarcasm, I decided to do something more productive and start researching composers who are members of our community. And what I found, or what I have now, is a stack of probably 30 pieces that I had never heard of. Some of which are, older and, 50 years old now and standard repertoire, and some of which are freshly composed. So my hope is that this will be the first recital in a series where I can explore this, newfound wealth of repertoire and share it with you guys. So I have 4 works by 3 composers: Cassandra Kaczor, Florence Maunders, and Joseph Hallman. The first piece on the program is by Joseph Hallman, who is a Philadelphia composer, somewhat local, I guess. He works at UPenn, and he wrote this piece for cellist Alicia Weilerstein, who is one of the foremost concert cellists of our generation, while they were in school together at the Cleveland Institute of Music. Alicia was working on the Shostakovich cello concerto, and Joseph heard her practicing and was really inspired by what he heard. So he wrote this 3-movement concerto for solo cello. And if you don't know, a concerto is usually a piece for a solo instrument and a large symphony orchestra. So playing that by yourself is a pretty massive undertaking. In quarantine, everybody was sort of brushing off old projects, and Joseph decided to arrange this piece for solo viola and asked me if I would play it. So I decided to throw it on the program. It's thorny and gnarly and really tricky. There are a lot of notes, a lot of passages where I was just playing a wrong note, and sort of like a game of whack-a-mole. Like, I would find another one, like, oh, really? So I think I found them all now. Don't worry. So this work, because it's named 3 monologues, it's in 3 sections. And I hope you enjoy. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Florence Maunders, and I'd like to say a few words about two of my pieces that Shane's going to be performing. One of the pieces is called Janiman. It's a piece for solo viola, which is based on a Persian dance rhythm of the same name, which is groups of 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3. So it's kind of a irregular 10-beat pattern. The music alternates between slow exploratory alap sections and faster, more rhythmical dance sections. It's a exploration of Persian techniques adapted for a modern musical instrument. The other piece is a little more complex. It's called Divided and Alone, which is a direct translation of two indications that viola players often see in their scores, solo and divisi, or on divided or alone. And the piece explores two different contrasting musics. One's very, very rapid and fierce and gets fiercer as the piece goes on. The other one is very elegant and delicate and is based on this descending kind of Japanese influenced pentatonic scale. And there is really no middle ground in this piece. It's all about extreme contrast between two very, very different musical moods. Thanks so much for listening to these performances, and I hope you enjoy them.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cassandra Kaczor, and I am a composer, multi-instrumentalist, and entertainer based in Chicago, Illinois. My approach to art, regardless of the medium or genre in which I'm working, is to merge thoughtful gesture with honest expression, regardless of how vulnerable it makes me feel. Most of my sound, visual, and text pieces are autobiographical or connected to memories and emotions that made me who I am today, for better or for worse. I wrote Secondhand Smoke in 2017 during my master's program at Roosevelt University's Chicago College of Performing Arts. A longtime dear friend of mine, violist Seth Pei, was recording samples for an electronic fixed media piece I was creating when I noticed that if he played a note that matched an open string perfectly in tune, the open string would sympathetically vibrate. This was the musical inspiration for Secondhand Smoke. Conceptually, the work is about feeling forgotten, like you are fading away in importance to someone who means the world to you. I use the sympathetic vibrations of the viola in an attempt to sonically illustrate that experience. I will let the poem speak for itself. Secondhand Smoke. I will walk with you to the corner store while you buy your whiskey and cigarettes. It's late, but I've always been the type to tag along. Outwardly, to appear to be the kind of friend who isn't bothered by anything, and inwardly, because I know you'll let me have some. Drinking, smoking, acts of camaraderie where persons agree to support one another in their slow suicides, laughing along the way. It's always a good time with you. That's another reason I don't mind. After all, the most beautiful time of day is between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. You know, a time period when the world and even the voices in my head go quiet. We could listen to music, any kind, really, because the whiskey makes me easier to be around. Or we could sit just as quietly as the world and my mind, sharing an intimacy greater than I have ever experienced with anyone who's claimed to have made love to me. Days and weeks and even months will pass. The same old thing, watching the sun kiss the gray, sometimes sitting too close, relaxing into limbo, going nowhere and being okay with it all. We discuss our dreams, our frustrations, our fears. Sometimes my monsters come out, but you calm them and send them back to bed. We stay up to make sure they sleep well. You are my guardian angel, And I'm here to remind you that all the broken, softened parts of you were once cohesive and pointed towards Nashville. It's a good arrangement, I think. But we will keep sitting here with my monsters and your ex-girlfriends and watch the sun come up, assuring one another that we will get another chance with this new day, and that we will see each other later tonight when I will walk you back to the corner store for whiskey and cigarettes. I do all of this, knowing fully that someday we will gear up for our walk, and at some point on the way home, the emptiness will finally hit us. It will hit me like a stupor. I will freeze the way I always have, and then slowly attempt to catch up to you, but I will be too tired to make it. You will keep walking, talking to yourself, so deep in your own mind that I won't be missed. And as usual, I won't be missed. It seems to happen that way. In the spirit of what I set out to do, I will slowly walk a few blocks behind you just to breathe in your secondhand smoke. Thank you to Lehigh Valley Pride and Shane Barker for making space and giving voice to my work. And thank you to all of you for listening to it. Have a wonderful day.